So this is the problem we're having with our water tank. It is overflowing, and that's causing grass to grow on this flat roof here. So we need to try and sort that out, and I think I know a way of doing it. So this is the cold water tank in the loft, and as you can see, water is still coming out, even though the float should be as high as it can go. And this is the overflow pipe, which is where all the water is ending up, that's still coming in. So if you lift this up, lift the float up, you can see that it does actually stop. So something has changed with this to stop it stopping like it used to do. So I think the idea I had was to get a larger float, and that will hopefully force this up a bit more, enough to stop the water coming out, like I can do with my finger. So this one is 4.5 inches. I've bought a couple of 6-inch ones because one is needed for this one as well, which has the same problem, the central heating tank. The water is actually turned off on this at the moment and has been for quite a long time. So let's change this float and see whether that solves the problem. I think it's helped, but I don't think it's solved the problem because it's still dripping. So what I decided to do is to just take this whole thing off and go and replace it. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So that was held on to the side of the tank with this. That was just there, so I undid that. And then this actually held the thread in there, goes onto this thread here. So I just use these adjustable spanners to undo that. Obviously I turned the water off, and there's a well, there is a tap here, just have to take my word for it, which is obviously very important. So I'm just going to go out and buy a new one and then come back and fit it. So I've just been to Screwfix and I've just bought a new one. So I hope that's the correct one, and I'll just go home now and try it out. So I'm just going to put the original ball or float on this, and then hopefully maybe I can send the other ones back. So this bit with that sticks out, I believe needs to go on first. just tightening up the bolt, and I'm hoping the washer is okay in there because I haven't got a new one. Just need to put that in the right position. That will do. Now I just need to put the water on and hope for the best. So that looks bad, but as soon as the float goes up, that does start to behave normally, so I'll just let it do that for now. Yeah, so that seems to have worked. It's now much lower than the overflow pipe, and the water stopped coming out. I'm a bit nervous about holding my phone over the water here, and it's very hot in here, so I'm going to go down. But yeah, this is the original one, and you can see that it's just lime scale mainly that's destroyed it really over many years. But luckily this only cost $2.99. So yeah, that shows that it's pretty easy to replace these. I mean, you can take these apart and start replacing washers and things, but I mean, as this only cost $2.99, it was just a lot easier just to replace the whole thing. So I'm just going to try replacing this ball on this central heating tank. Normally this is just turned off, and I just turn it on every few months to turn the water on every few months to fill it back up. So because it has a similar problem it had a similar problem to the cold water tank, so I'm just going to try and see whether that helps, well, assuming there's room. So that's now in, but it's sort of resting on in the corner there on the side, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be effective or not, but just going to turn the water on, see what happens. Yeah, unfortunately that didn't work because it's right up to the level of the overflow pipe and it's still dripping out. So I'll put the original one back on and see if I can send these back. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, hope that was helpful.